Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking through this video. We are here again to talk about a very important topic, and we believe that this will impact as many that needs to hear it. I'm Blessing, and here with my husband.
I'm Pastor Ben.
So today we'll be talking about, is it right for couple to live together after their traditional marriage prior to white wedding?
And in this video, we are going to be using our experience to encourage us and to explain to us how it is possible or is not possible, what you should engage, the principle you should follow to be able to live as couples, husband and wife, whether after traditional wedding or after white wedding. Just stay back. Just
Sit back, relax, and we'll be right back.
Now we understand before making this video that there are couples who are having this challenge of proceeding to come together as husband and wife
in the
same roof. They are having this challenge of whether to go ahead or not because of the fear of the Lord they have. There are those who, after their traditional marriage, they just want to do everything plus the
court wedding, white together.
They just want everything to be okay first before
they live together under the same roof.
Yes, but we must understand what is most important when it comes to marriage. And we are going to be sharing, like we said before, our own experience. Now, because we were apart at that time, my wife was in Philippines while I was in Japan. And so we needed to do this marriage thing. So what we did was we sent money home, that is Nigeria, to our parents after talking to them how much and the prices of things to do the marriage.
I sent the items needed for the tradition.
We sent the money for the tradition, to the extent I had to send money to my own people to travel
all the way from
my state down to my wife's people's place, and they organized the traditional wedding, the traditional rites, the canopies, the gathering of the people, and so the occasion was done in our absence. What we had was just pictures and videos
of the celebration,
of the ceremony. And so afterwards, within 1 to 2 months, my wife started processing to join me in Japan. Now, before, I think after 2 months.
Yeah, our traditional was October 28th, right?
And then you joined me
in November. I joined, December. I came to Japan in December. Sorry.
Now, because we feared the Lord.
Yeah, we were so scared of living in the same roof because we were planning our white wedding, or we were so scared of staying together in the same roof, living together after when I entered Japan.
Now, the thing was that we already said once you come, we'll just
do the white wedding immediately and start living together. But things didn't work out the way we planned, because the church that's supposed to wed us at the time, there is no much preparation for that at the time, so we had to wait. We had to follow the church timing.
Yes, for because the church said
white wedding.
We don't rush things like that, especially when it comes to white wedding.
So we have to slow down.
Yeah, so they give us a period, say May. So they fix
and then I was already in Japan in December ending, December 20th. I was already in Japan, and they are saying that the wedding is in May of 2023. I was already in Japan in December 20th, 2022.
Yeah.
And they fixed the wedding in May 2023. How are we were so scared. Like, that was my biggest fear. How are we supposed to stay in the same roof? So because of the fear and everything, and we already know the principle we set for this marriage right from the onset during the courtship, we don't want to engage in any form of cohabitation or any form of living. Like we want to do everything at the same time, then come together. So
I think during that pressure, I told you to go and stay with your
with
friend.
my friend,
Yes, so that
so I
to
had
ease
to,
things off.
yeah,
So
to
you
ease
had to
because I
go
was
to
so
another
tense.
city
I went to
to
another
meet to
city
stay
to
with
stay with
her
my
friend,
friend
and you
for
stay
a
with your friend
month.
for a month.
For a month.
But within that period of staying with your friend, we were having all kinds of challenges, asking
Challenges.
questions to the
Ask,
extent my neighbor here was even called me one day and was insulting me. How can
how
you?
can you?
You
Your
said
wife came
you've done the traditional wedding, and now your wife came
is
here.
apart
What you have been waiting for? She came here, and now you told her to go and
to
stay with
stay.
her friend. Are you a man or not? So,
Pressure
you
from
see,
people. People were talking. How would your wife be in Japan here after so many years
yes,
we waited for, and she's here now? You allowed her to go stay apart with another person just because of we already married, traditionally married.
married.
So what are we still talking about wedding? Like people have their own view about marriage. We also have our own view, and now tradition. I would want my husband to talk about this traditional wedding because he is a pastor, and to be just and to be fair with this whole thing after traditional marriage, living together, is it right? I want you to answer this question. Is it right? Because a lot of Christian, because I could remember when I was going through this, when we were going through this experience, I went on Google. I've prayed. I had the conviction that God is in line with what, because this is like a situationship. So I had to go on Google, on YouTube, and be watching to know if people actually made video like this. Is it right for a couple after traditional marriage to start living? Because we had our court wedding in
Yes,
January.
yes.
Still, we were still apart. Even after the court wedding, we were still apart. So I went on Google and was searching, is it right for couple to to live together after traditional marriage and court marriage prior to their white wedding? So I want to choose to pick it up from here.
All right, thank you very much. Now, the truth is, the main marriage is the traditional marriage. The moment you are able to pay the bride price, that is, it's already settled that you are married.
When the parents
When the
agree,
two
two
parents
parents
agree,
agree,
come together and agree, I give you my child,
both of you
yeah.
live together.
But now, as Christians, we also need the blessings of
Of a
God,
church,
which
of
comes from the
God, yeah.
church, yeah, which the church gives. So that is why most of the times we had challenges.
Yeah, and
Now,
church has
yeah,
doctrines.
and churches have doctrines, and
Doctrines.
then these are the things you
You
must
have to
follow
be
because
obedient
church is
to
also authority.
authority.
Yes. So what we did in our own case was that we had to go to the church and ask, what are we supposed to do
At this
at this time,
time, this situation,
in this situation?
because it was becoming
Yeah,
pleasurable.
because I believe if the church doesn't give a go ahead,
Yeah,
I don't
that's the
think, yeah,
point.
you should
If the
go.
church is not in support of both of you living
Mm,
under the same roof
roof.
after traditional marriage and court wedding, then you people have to live in obedience to that
Yeah. What
authority.
that means is that the church have to give their consent. That is their go ahead. That is their agreement. Now, ours was that they said they cannot do it in our own time, which was very cool. We just
Close.
want it in a hurry
Immediately, I came
because,
in December. We want to do it in that same
yeah,
December.
because we already missed each other. This is what we
Long
have
distance
always
relationship,
wanted.
when both of you meet after a long period of staying apart, the first time both of you will meet, like it's so hard
Yeah,
it's so hard
it
to,
wasn't
it's
easy
not
for
easy, it was
us,
so
but
difficult
because of the fear of God, we had to listen to the church and dance to their drums, to
to
their tunes. So we had to wait. Now, in waiting, we need to still have their own consent. What are we supposed to do now? My wife is here. We are here together. Are we not supposed to live together, or are we still supposed to stay apart?
for that how many months?
Yes.
January, February, March, April, May, for 5 months apart again.
Is it okay? So the church, we met the church elders and pastors. So and they said, you are already married in traditionally. You have the license to live with your wife. That was what my pastor said. He said, you're already given the license. So what will happen is that I think
my
your
dad,
dad,
my
so
parents,
your
even
father.
when I came to Japan,
Mm.
my parents were so happy that finally I've come to be with my husband. But when they now heard, because my parents knew me from when I was adolescent, they know that I have this strong-willed. Like, they knew that if I say this is what I want, I'll just stick to it. And when I now finally come to Japan to meet you, and when they heard that I was living with my friend instead of living with you, all in the name of that I'm waiting for after white
White
wedding,
wedding. So they
they
were
were
very
so
concerned.
they were so angry. They were so angry. They were not happy. My mom especially, my dad too, they were not happy. Why will you go and stay with your friend when you're already here with your husband? So when I began asking a lot of questions, I had to speak with my dad, and my dad told me that I should, or we should go to church and receive
We should
marriage
go,
blessing,
to just call the pastors and
and
elders of the
receive
church, kneel down and let them bless us.
bless the marriage.
Yeah,
Then we'll
bless the
start
marriage,
living
then we can
together.
live
Then
together
by May, we'll now do
while
the
waiting for the
wedding
white wedding.
celebration.
Yeah. So that was exactly what
What
happened. We
happened?
had to go to the church. I met my pastor. I said, my wife, I will tell her to start coming to my city to join me. So while she comes, we'll come to the church, we'll receive the
marriage blessing
and then we can begin to live together.
together.
He already had that in mind. He wishes that also. That it's not fair that even your dad told me one time. He said, you have suffered for, it's like it's your mom.
It's my mom that said
Yeah,
it.
he said you have suffered.
So,
Body no be firewood. So you see those kind of thoughts. So
statement.
everybody was just feeling,
Yeah.
pity, feeling sorrowful, and even angry for us. That,
Yeah.
and so that was what we did. You came to this place.
In February
It was on a
2nd,
Friday. Yeah.
February 2nd,
Yes.
on February 3rd, because you had night shift that February 2nd. So on February 3rd was Friday. We now went to church and received marriage blessing.
We knelt down at the altar,
and
they
the
prayed,
church
they
prayed
prayed
for
us, and then
and
from
blessed the
that
marriage
night we
from
started
living together while we wait for the white wedding. And this white wedding is now, let's say, is celebration of, like,
yes. So from there we started preparing for the white wedding. We did all that was necessary until that day of the white wedding. So this is a video to encourage those out there that are having this challenge also.
Because I could remember how I was searching, browsing. Let me know if someone is actually going through the same thing.
Yeah, because the main marriage is the traditional marriage. So long your parents are having the consent that you go ahead and marry. The other one, the church marriage, is called the blessing. It's just to lay blessings upon you, which is to make the hand of God to rest upon the home, upon that marriage, which is very, very important. And we must also listen to the church. We must listen
although
to
in the
church.
sight of God, after the traditional marriage, both of you are good to go live together as husband and wife. But because you are under authority, you have to listen to the church.
The church must be considerate. So imagine a question might come and say, what if the church say no, do it maybe after 1 year or so? You have to do your white wedding after 1 year or so, that long time, and they say live together. So the church must also be considerate. And I know that God is at work in every church. So your church is very important. Get confirmation from them, get a go ahead from them, so that the blessing can rest
on that marriage.
You see, so very important.
Very important.
This is what we want to share with you today, and we believe you have been blessed and you've received this information, so that we will not walk in error when it comes to marriage.
Now, had it been our church had told us that we must wait for the white wedding in May. After the white wedding, that's when we start living together as husband and wife. We have to still obey that because we are under their authority. We have to obey that. Although, in the sight of God, this traditional, we've been married, like we've been traditionally married. It's not wrong for us to start living together as husband and wife in the same roof. But if the church we are attending, imagine the church had told us that we'll start living together as husband and wife till after our wedding in May, we still have to obey because this church is the authority over our head.
Okay, well, now what that means is that although we are legally married, when it comes to marriage rights because of tradition,
Yeah, and also
and the bride
legally.
price is paid, yeah, which is the most important thing. The bride price is being paid, and the two families agrees. But now at that point, the church says no, you must do the white wedding, or they cannot join two people who are already living
together aside white wedding.
Yeah,
Aside white
yeah.
wedding.
So if the church says otherwise, that means we have to be patient. That means I will still allow you to stay with your friend till the time
after
our white wedding, after we've been blessed in the church. But I believe by the wisdom of God, no church will go that extreme. Of maybe except if the white wedding is closed, they might say, okay, just this little period, just wait. But if the time is extended, I don't think any church
can do that.
Will be, by the wisdom of God, no church will allow that. They have to find a way
to make it,
because
to
anything
avoid
can happen, to avoid any external things, because this is abroad. There are vipers everywhere. There are serpents everywhere.
Anything can happen and affect the marriage even before the marriage started.
Yes. So it's very important.
We need to also consider that. Listen to your church, your authority you are under. Even as you've done the right thing, you've done everything that needs to be done, you also still need to listen to the authority you are under, except you have decided that you don't want to be under that authority anymore. As far as you've chosen to be under that authority, you have to listen.
Yes, and also I want to make this clear that the traditional wedding or marriage, what we receive is the parental blessing. Now, when it comes to church, what we receive is God's blessing. So if the question is asked, which do you want? Which do you prefer? We see as a Christian, you prefer the blessings of God. This is what we want.
Yeah,
so if anything wants to hinder that, we must also be attentive, be vigilant, be discerning too, so that nothing will stop that blessing from resting
on that marriage,
on our marriages, on our home. That is very, very important.
All right, guys, we hope this video had really blessed you. This is a video from the heart. This is our own experience, what we experienced before we joined together. And I promised myself that if I get through this period of my life, I told myself, if I get through this period, I must make a video. We must make a video just to inspire and to empower other couples going through, because that was a very hard moment for me. Yeah. So we do really hope this video has blessed you. If you are really blessed, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also share to your family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in our next one.
Yes, so if you have any comment, any question, any encouraging words or statements, please
put it down the comments
section. To put it down there. We'll see it and we'll reply.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Until we come your way again.